Teza hat started. Hat started do when you cut out the pattern, be careful you don't waste your height, and be very generous and how to place it and cut it and attach it. Now I'm gonna show you how to sew the around, sewing up and stitching the moccasin. So now we got this all attached, ready to go. I guess you call it plant. I can't say it well. Then again, also that's okay. My mom always figured put 2 fingers there like this, and that's the space you put in. That's the part you don't crimp it. But I tried it. Honestly, I tried it lots of times. It just didn't work out for me because when I was done, it got twisted. For some reason, it just. So I decided I work from the middle part down. Okay. So, and that works really good for me. Maybe some people it might, and you just have to figure out yourself which way you would like it. But I'm doing the way I do it. But I just grab these, line it really good so it's even, and I have these little clips. They're pretty handy. So what I do is I just pinch it and mark it there. So this way this is the part I'm going to start working on it. So that's the important thing. So anyways, I kind of grab. You have to hold these 2 together. It gets awkward, and then you kind of pinch these together like that, and take your fingers. It's good to have long nails. See, you get a little bump there, so work on that. Not too far back. You just use your own judgment. I could feel it where it would, and then get all that in together and push it through. If the hide is tough, this one is okay. I always got a pliers. It's handy. Just pull it out and pull. And always use 2 thread for this part. And you could tuck on it. I use wax, candle wax. It seems to grip better. And hold this real tight. And like I said, grab this and pinch this a bit forward, okay? And hold it there tight. Pinch it. And sometimes you could use these little and just pull it up a bit, and always pull on that one. So, and go over, not like this, but just over. Grab your fingers and pull. There you go. That's even. Make sure they got. And pull this really tight. Hold it and flip it over and hold it with these. Pull this out, thread in, and tug on it. See, it's working. And pinch this one. Hold it tight. And keep doing it till you run out of that little. And just hold it tight. You'll get the hang of it. Huh? It's not that hard. I usually have either 6 or 7 of these little doodly things. And I like to make at least maybe 6 of them, and then you could go, it depends how much height you got up there, but just you, and I like at least 6 or 7 of it, like about the same size, right at the to run at the toe area. And pull on this and chin. Sometimes the hide is thick, some parts is, but don't worry, it'll be fine. There you go. Okay, so I got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. I got 6 now, so I'll make a nice 7. There. And then you could go just a little tiny ones if you want to do. There, I got. Well, just you pull on it and just give it 1 knot. Okay, like this. There. Now I got this part, so I could still keep going that part, that size, but I might just tuck it in, just a little one like that. And sometimes if it doesn't fold in, just take this little pointed thing, hold it up, and there you got a little print stuff. There we go. And always tug on these. I use a thimble. This is my mom's old thimble. She had lots from a long time ago. I got most of a lot of her sewing stuff. And I like doing little baby moccasins. They're so cute. Yeah, just a little bit left, not much. Just even a little, just pull that piece out and there. There, probably just one, maybe a couple more. If it doesn't work that way, just there. Sometimes when you work with it and doesn't want to, it depends. If this one is working really good. The hide is so soft and it just works really good. But sometimes you might have to struggle. But it's just a matter of practicing and working. Like I said, just practice on cheap material like felt. Cut your pattern and just work on it. Uh, and even you could even use one of your, if you have children, use their foot size to, and small feet will practice on it. So I just work down there, even out. You could take this out if you want, and just make sure you got everything lined up nicely, like that, and hold it tight. When I do beadwork too, the vans, I use the same material too, because you want to cover it, all that knot from thread and stuff, so it's put another cloth. I got almost there with this side, see. And give a good tuck and a couple knots. And I always work my thread back a little bit because I don't know, it's just, you don't have to, but I always do kind of just take a little in between and go back for a couple of stitches. But you don't have to pull on it, you don't need to, just so it's just nice and firm. And just to work the thread backwards so it oh, there we go, that's enough. And then you got a little bit of thread, and then you don't have to put a knot in it because you work it in. So yeah, just cut it up, and there. See, there's the one side. See, it crimps, it goes real nice, and then just work down this way and there. So we'll do the other side now. And same thing the other side too. You just kind of work this in, but I'll show you, we're going this way sewing, so in between. That way, okay. And I need to get my thread change here. That should do it there. And I always double the thread for some because it's stronger. Okay, this off. And I don't know, that I got certain needle I really like. This one just kind of crooked, but it seems to be good. I broke quite a few needles. This was one of my mom's needle. I don't know, she had it for years, so I use this pretty strong, but I bought new ones. And okay, there we got waxes thread. So I was sewing for this one, I was sewing, pushing and sewing this way. So now we do kind of a different way. You grab this and you make sure you line these out, the in between binder, and then you kind of pinch this way, and then you go the other route to sew. You hold it tight and then push it forward to the other side. There, come on. And then you pull on it. Oh dear. Pull on it, and then you work this in and pinch that one, hold that one, and trying to hold these so they don't mess up. And then squeeze and make a little hill. I call it a hill now. And pull. There you go. And then you have to grab this and hold it with your thumb like that, and then pull this. It's not working. Yeah, you'll get a lot of these things when you sew. And then pull it. Make sure they're all same thing. Just grab this in and pinch it with your finger. Make sure this one is lined all together. Fold it and pinch. Got a little pinch there. Eh? I think it's called percurine, or I got weird names. And then you grab this and hold it with your thumb so it stays even. And pull. There, see? Completely work on the other side and it works fine. But I didn't put anything here. But you can if you want. I'm okay. But if you feel comfortable, then you could have this there. Now we've done the other side, so it's all ready to flip up. But one thing my mom always did was, especially working with hide, she would just dab a bit of wet water around, not too much, just enough. I don't know why, but I guess it's easier. So just kind of hold that one up and and take a big part of the scissor and then just work around it to like that. Just where you sew mostly, just see. And like I said, I'm always so picky. Anyways, before I flip it, I just take a tape and clean out the inside with little, see, just kind of work it so it's not, and take your finger and kind of work it out to turn it inside out. I find if a vamp is really full beaded, it's sometimes a little hard to flip over. If for small feet, big feet is okay. And then just flip it inside out and pull on it. Use your fingers, hands to work at it. And I have a spoon, wooden spoon. It's very old, but you kind of push it in and work it around it. Kind of pull it out there. And when I do this, the line is comfortable. And you take your scissor again and kind of pinch it down, press it, work these things out like that. There, see, work it out like that. It's nice and round. And this is, I put the stem this way on my vamp. So this one is left foot. So I take the left foot and insert it in, work it on. Sometimes gets caught and stuff, and just push it in. Make sure the toe is comfortably and I usually kind of check it in and it looks good. And I make sure it's in, doesn't move. Okay, hold it down, and here's the, you don't want it right against it, but give it a little bit of room, not a whole bunch, but just because they wear socks, hopefully they do. And mark it down there. Put a little dot there, line this up, little dot along the edge here. No. And this tongue, this little piece, that's where I don't cut it till I get to this point. See, I left it just a little, maybe 8. I'm not good with inches, but I know exactly. And this is ready. So what I do next is I take a small scissor. There's sharp scissors and kind of a dull scissors. So you want to use dull scissors for tedious things so you don't cut other part of the footwear. And then I take this one, it's kind of, and use your fingers inside to guide, to cut this piece out, okay? So I use my fingers, I kind of push it out a bit, and don't go right against it, just let the scissor glide through and just slowly cut it right around like this. Kind of just let it skim through on top. Okay. Good. Use your finger to guide it up a little bit, not much, so it just glide through the on top of the sewing. So there, see, there it is, perfectly. You could take little abscess off if you want, but this, to me, you don't want it too close because you don't want the sewing part showing and stuff. So there, that part is done. And I take the footprint again just to double sure and hold it there, and then check to see the line. See, the line is not quite there, so I have to adjust the dot thing a little bit again, just up a little bit. Okay, just there. That looks good. And what I do is I take where you have that, I fold this here. Okay, and guide it close and just kind of work it out up so they're not. And there we go. See, it's good. I take a pen here. I just mark my half, and this line It's got to be just so it's even, just a little bit off, so mark it so they both go even like that. There. And what I do is I take my scissor and kind of just cut on the dotted line right to this where I want it to be, right there. And I have a mark there. I fold this make sure it's even, comfortably even, not over tight or just so it's, and I take a pen and I use this guide and I just mark the outside of the, on the tip like this, just a little, that's where, and I got quite a bit of extra, so I'm gonna cut that part off. So what I do is make sure you got enough room for sewing. So you just take your scissor and just cut this piece off that you won't need. And you could save it, whatever. And same thing on the other side. Just enough that you could sew on there. So, and then you flip this one out and fold it, so there we go. Okay, and for some reason I just take a little bit off because it might be too loose on the, just a tiny bit on halfway through, like so. And hold that. And you take your thread and wax it if you want to. You don't have to, but I do anyways. And my thimble, and then you sew them. You sew it together. You sew it from the outside into the heel part. You sew this part in. And I don't go over stitch, I go a different back and forth, kind of along the edge, just straight. See, there. Of course I have to hide this little tip of the thread and just go back and forth. A good decent stitch, not too much apart. Yeah, I really enjoy doing Dennis style craft, like footwear. And they taught me. I'm doing pretty good. I never get bored with it. And I do hunt in spare time with my husband. I do all the skinny for the hide because I don't want it cut, so I do all that before they quarter it and the animal, the harvest animal. Mostly just moose. Now we teach our grandkids how to hunt and teach them the traditional Dene. Dene craft wasn't really in, it kind of died. There's a gap there where elderlies just didn't teach their little ones. But I was fortunate that my mom taught me at a very early age, so I was pretty happy. I miss her still a lot. She's been gone like 15 years, but I'm sure she's proud of me, what I'm doing now. It's just patient, you know, you got to be really patient. Start teaching my grandkids how to do beadwork, and so I make sure I give them classes, and they're kind of excited. It's very soothing for any woman that does. There's men, some people I know, they're men, guys, they do beautiful beadwork too, so it's not just for a woman either too, so if a guy wants to learn, so be it. It's very comforting, and you kind of finish that part, and kind of you got the dot line, just pinch it in and fit it in like this, so it fits. So what I do is I sew this part. So I take this and go on this side. Just hold it together, and there. I go between these and just sew it. Everybody does sewing differently, but this is how I go back this way. I crisscross right there between that sewing line, just so it's secure there. And here you could pull on it and make sure it's snug. And this, I do a different stitch, over and over stitch like that. This part, the height is a little tough. So it's okay because it's at the heel. You want tougher height on the heel. And you do the same thing. If you're using commercial height, do exactly the same thing, everything I do. This is just basic moccasins you make. You could, this one I'm doing is going to be slippers. I'm putting fur hide on a beaver hide around the ankle. Okay, there you go. And yeah, this little piece is hard. Okay, one more here, and that should do it for this side. And you put a knob. This one I just put one knob in because it's good enough for me there. And then I do a couple of stitch backwards before I cut just a couple of stitches back. You don't have to tuck it too much, but there. And then you cut this piece off here. And then I do the other side. I leave this piece on, and on this side here. Okay. I hold that end piece. And just work that, lay that end piece in. You don't have to do that, but I do it anyways. If I don't, then I don't feel good about it. That's one thing about sewing. You got to make you know, you can't just do, you want to do something, you might as well do it right. I'm just that person that always, I like perfection. That's probably my middle name. Okay, one more here. This little guy is a little tough with that little, and you pull it, put a knob in, and then work it a couple stitch backwards. Yeah, this hide is soft, but some parts is a little tough. Probably some didn't quite work on it. And then I have to use this pliers too. There, we're done with this heel. Cut it off and put that on the side. And then you take your scissors and try to pinch this one, work this one in so it's flat like that, and flip it over. Sometimes it's good, don't cut this off yet, I'll show you how to do that. And you kind of work it this side too. Okay, then now I take my pattern again, and there, see, perfect. Just a little bit there, give room for thick socks, and then you do not want to cut too close here because your stitches. So you just watch out for your stitches. Just don't pull it out, and take a dull scissor and just slowly glide on, just on top, skimpy. There, see? And then that's done there. See there's your moccasins. And what I do is I will sew this, I kind of fold it, push on my edge, and then fold it. Kind of hold it there, pin, make sure it's fitted right, and then make sure it's gone pretty good there. So this is all going to be sewn together, and I'm going to sew this part. See, I sew this in, and then this is going to be a slipper. So what I'm going to do is I cut this piece off to see, like this, not just a little bit. I cut it off and I fold it. I fold this in and this, and then I just stitch it pretty big, and the fur will go around like this, all around. So there you go. It's all done. For, you could use this for slippers. You could even make wraparounds, which is higher, and you could make crow boots. So there you go. I hope you enjoy my video. And one more thing, I have foot patterns. If anybody wants a foot pattern, just message me on Nikeeya Native Crafts and inbox me, and I could, you know, just for a few dollars or something, I'll let you know if you're interested. For the size you wanted, I could send you a pattern for basic moccasins, and the vamps too. I'll put the vamps in too. So this way, like here, I know I left quite a bit there, but that's okay, because this piece I use it for craft, small craft and stuff. This is called, it used to be called Strout, but the manufacturer the elderly man that had it for years, he passed away, and the family, his boys didn't want to do it anymore. So they went into, it's called melton fabric, which is blended with wool. It's very dense. You could get it at Marshall or Halford, they carry them. Fabric Land too, they carry. They have different colors. And this lining I use, you could get it at Marshall's or any Fabric Land where they sell materials and stuff like that. So there you go. I hope you enjoy it. And if you have any questions, just ask me on my page, Nikeeya Natives Crafts. Gosh, ito. Then I that's on the say data hit there. Kula say the how jow how masti. I hope you enjoyed this video of moccasin making. Masti.